Today we are going to be making a James Rizzi inspired cityscape. So I'm going to need a pencil to start with and a type of straight edge. I have a very simple ruler here. And you want to create a series of buildings going across your paper. Now buildings can be a variety of different shapes. So I'm going to start with a basic sort of rectangle shape, and I'm going to start over on this side. And I'm just going to lay my ruler down how high I want it to go up, and then I will draw however far I want it to go over. And then I'm going to use my ruler to make it go straight down. Now if you don't have a straight edge, you obviously can just do this free-handed. They just might not be super straight. Again, that's okay. So my next building, I might want this one to be a little taller, and I want it to touch this building. I'm going to make them very close together. So I am going to actually use my ruler and go up here, and then maybe I want it to be like slanted. And then I go all the way back down. So there's my second building. And maybe this one I want to be shorter. And then this one I'll make taller again. And I'm going to make the top of this one kind of like a staircase and have it go off the side of the paper. Okay, so there are 4 buildings to be my cityscape, but a city has a lot more buildings than just that. So I'm thinking of like Chicago or New York, like a really packed city that has a ton of buildings. So I'm going to make some more that are behind these. So they're going to go up above here. So I'm still going to use my straight edge to kind of help me get the pretty lines that I want. And if you don't know what you want your buildings to look like, maybe you use a scrap sheet of paper and you sketch beforehand so you have an idea of what to do. Okie dokie, so there are some buildings. Now it's looking more like a really crowded city with a lot of concrete everywhere in buildings. And so now what I want to do is I'm going to add some faces, because James Rizzi is known for his faces. So you guys are going to get a sheet of paper, something like this. And do you have to use these faces? Of course not. You can design your own kind of faces. So I'm going to maybe do a little bit of both. So I'm going to start here on my very first building down here and create a face. And I think I'm going to do, this face here. So they kind of look like sideways raindrops for the eyes. And the only difference here is I think I want to add some eyebrows. Alright, so there is one building with a face on it. So your buildings can be showing different emotions. So here I'm kind of showing more of an angry building. Maybe a little grumpy. Notice how I'm kind of keeping these as basic shapes. So these are rectangle eyes, these are triangle eyes. So notice here on this one in the back, I couldn't fit the whole face in there, so I just made it look like it was behind this building here. Alright, so now I have all my faces on, and then next I have to add my windows. So windows you can make any shape. You can make them squares, you can make them rectangles that are long and skinny, or just normal sized rectangles. You can make doors to get into your buildings. However you want to design. So I think here I'll make some skinny rectangles and then make like a rainbow line. And these will become my windows. Alright, now if you have space up in your sky, you can draw a sun. And since James Rizzi likes all his things to have faces, you can make the sun a face. You can even draw a moon with a face. And maybe some clouds and some birds, whatever you want to put up here. A hot air balloon, airplane, helicopter. Show your creativity. Okay, from here, we are going to want to outline every single thing that we just did with our pencil with a black marker. And if you need to use your ruler to help you get those straight lines again, go ahead and use it. Or you can just go over it freehand. Now that I have everything outlined, I am going to take markers and I am going to do another outline. And this is just to give our edges a little darker of an appearance. And then we are going to color our buildings in with crayon. So I'm using this side of my marker to give it kind of a thicker line. So each building is going to get an outline. And I'm even outlining some of the facial features as well around the outside of the feature. So I'm not going inside the eye. I'm just going around it. And as you go through this, you might want to decide, think about color and the meanings of color. So for my angry guy here, I'm choosing red because red represents anger in my mind. Violet kind of represents calmness, and I think this one's a little calm. This one has energy, so yellow sometimes can go happy or energetic, but I used it here as energetic. Orange is like hopeful. After you have everything outlined, you are going to want to take a crayon. So we're going to mix our media here, mixing supplies. We've used marker, now we're switching to crayon. And you want to color in your building, and then also with crayon you want to color in your windows and your facial features as well. So if you want to give, you know, like this building here some blue eyes, I would do that with a crayon. So the marker is just there to give a nice effect around our outlines, to make our outlines have a little more emphasis on them, so they're a little more bold. And then the crayon's going to be a little lighter and a little softer, and it's going to look really nice together, those two things combined. Now Now this coloring process should take you quite a while if you are really caring about your work. So do not rush this process. You don't want to ruin a beautiful drawing with sloppy coloring. I know it's taking me quite a while here, but it's worth it. Good art takes time, so keep coloring.